My webinar will be divided into 4 parts. First is introduce pythonpart placement, the new feature in Allplan Bridge 2021.1. The second is create collect pythonpart object. I will make some small symbol for this function. And the third is show bridge project symbol with the automated detailing. And the last is question and answer if you have. So go to the first part. pythonpart placement in Allplan Bridge 2021.1. In this part, we will starting with and review the smart placement in Allplan Bridge. The next is talk about pythonpart placement. It is the new technology. And the third is I will give some principle of pythonpart placement that you should focus and consider. Now, this is the general illustration about design in Allplan Bridge. You know that for the people who know already, some people is new for Allplan Bridge. We can see that in Allplan Bridge we have two type of elements, and we will model by the first group is the continuous element like girder, box girder, pier or foundation. You can see in the left. You can create define the axis and the profile of elevation. Then you have to define the section, the cross section, and some variation unit. So you can directly model in Allplan Bridge and create the important components, important structural component. But there are some special item, special object like bearing support, hip tendon. You cannot model in Allplan Bridge directly, but Allplan Bridge give the smart placement, and you will use this tool to place correctly the location of this object, and this is the usually used for this continuous element. Yeah, it's really easy to understand, right? For example, you usually use smart placement for some object like bearing support and hip tendon, like this. You will model in. You will specify the location that you need to place the item, and in Allplan Bridge you have a template object, and you can import and synchronize into Allplan engineering. So then you can get the full model with the complex shape like that. Yeah. Or the other bridge look like this. You can specify where we should place the bearing support, for example. But we have some small issue about this. Instead of smart placement can help us place the item like the object in the right location, but using smart symbol object But the important problem is you have to use this object smart symbol, mean no parametric detail. It's just the fixed dimension, and you cannot change the dimension. So it will take a lot of time to repeat again and again. If you want to change the dimension of the item, like change the dimension of steering support or tendon, like I mentioned before. So with each way, until now we have issue about modify get the parametric in the detail. We cannot have. So we have to set repeat step. We have to repeat step if dimension change necessary. So it's take time and money also. We also have some parametric object in Allplan, like Smart Spark, pythonpart, that you can change, enter the new value for dimension. But with this object, with the type object, Allplan Bridge cannot support the function to place correctly the placement. For Allplan version before version 2021.1, before that we cannot place like smart symbol. Yes, so engineer can modify flexible but cannot place correctly, of course, and it's of course requires effort and time. If you want to develop many complex Python parts or smart parts, it requires a lot of effort. If you are not a developer, just engineer, and it's very difficult. Again, it's because Allplan not support smart placement for Python part and smart part, so it's very inconvenient, and we have to repeat step and place the object correctly. Yes, it takes time and money. So this need to set. Yes. So now in the newest version, Allplan 2021.1, we have improved this issue, and we can place correctly the place and the location of object by using pythonpart placement. This is a very good function. It's in a new technology and work to use. It helps us a lot to place the object in right location. Okay. Of course, with this way, engineer can modify flexible and do place correctly the location, of course. And we can just use some simple tools or even available tool in Allplan. It's not no need to buy more tool or develop complex tool. And it's easily to control the orientation, and especially we can control even the input value along the bridge or along the element by only using an Excel file, just copy and paste to control the input. Yes, it's very convenient, very good. So this up to now we can no need to repeat, and this reduce time, and of course this make us more happier. Yes. So using this new technology in pythonpart Bridge, pythonpart placement in 2021 from Allplan 2021.1. We can do a lot like street light with variable height, define orientation, steering support or cable detail in complex bridge like a stay cap bridge, suspension bridge, a lot of and we can auto reinforcement and placement for the component. This is a new function and help us in this way a lot. Next is we can update, repair, and drawing when model in Allplan Bridge has changed. Yes, is and the last is we can apply even in steel strut spring. Yes, and this is a lot of topic, and in this webinar we don't have enough time to talk about all of them. But in the next webinar topic, if you consider you need, we will discuss and have other webinar about all of these topics. Now in this webinar, I mainly focus about the principle and some sample to show you, so all of you how new technology pythonpart placement work in design, bridge design. So we begin with the some principle of pythonpart placement. You know, before in pythonpart in Allplan Bridge, we have to use we only need to open the Allplan Bridge project in anywhere, any folder is can open. But if you want to use pythonpart placement, you have to store the bridge project in the Allplan project. Yes, I will show you about this. You can see this is the Allplan Bridge and Allplan. In the normal way, we usually use Allplan Bridge like open and a new project, and the project will be stored in the any folder you want. But in Allplan Bridge, we have to store in the same folder with with the Allplan project. I will create a new project to show you. Now we have in this project, yes, and for the folder of this project, the bridge project should be placed in this folder, and this is the folder of Allplan. So in here we will place the project. Yes. So you can see in Allplan Bridge. This is the path of store project. Yeah, look like this. So this is the location of folder that you have to store. Compared to other bridge, yes. You can see we can place project any way, any folder you want. But this way you have to place in the same project with Allplan. Yes, that's the key point. Okay, the next is control orientation and location. In with the pythonpart placement function, we can control the orientation and the location in Allplan Bridge and Allplan easily. We could define the orientation, the local system of object. You can see in project in Allplan Bridge. You can we have to the demo. Yes, here I will open a new. Here I have an assemble already, and you see we can see here the pythonpart is pythonpart placement, and we can define the orientation. It means the direction of object could be defined in many cases. In global axis, default, local axis, or the specified axis you want. Yes, this just define the local is direction and local z direction. So you can see in Allplan Bridge have you can access this to you see here. This have a detailed instruction to an explanation about the location, orientation, its direction, and z direction. This is about local system. It's YZ. We can set the global or other case. I will mention after. Okay, it's just the and you can see okay. If I create a new smart placement, yeah, now we can place in a pole like this. Yeah. If you have to default like this, this is the S and Z is the setting for the direction and parameter. Here you can choose the pythonpart you need. Okay, look like this. You can control the parameter or even use the function, the variable name. And here is the input to define where you want to place the placement. Okay. Yes, here. This will display a local coordinate, and you will know where you want to place the Python part here and here. And if you want to define the location you place the Python part, you should create a variables and give the value of the station you want to place. It's very 1 or 0. 1 is yes and 0 is no place. Yes. Here we have one more location. Yes, and the location of you will see the orientation is the same with the global system. If you use default, this for example, but if you change SG, it mean the direction of global axis is axis. No, sorry, direction of global Z axis. Z axis is here. Z axis. So you will run. And the Z axis is change belong your option. So with this way you can control the axis of object you want. Here, the Python part you want to control. And this is the place to control the location to place. Yeah. And here is the control the input value. Yes, it's very convenient with new function. Okay. Continue. Yeah, it's also explained about the axis system, the orientation of object in Allplan Bridge and Allplan. In Allplan, the Python part helps is coordinates, local coordinates, and this is the global in Allplan. You can see this is the coordinate system in Allplan, and before this is the coordinate in Allplan Bridge. It different a little bit, so you have to focus on this and give the right input. Yeah. So in orientation and location, we have too many options to define, like the local system or global system, or the system defined by 2 bonds. Yes. The next is control the input parameter with constant value or formula. Here, I also saw already about this. You can after you choose the the pythonpart, you will see the list of parameters, and you can input directly the constant value here, or even you will use the variable name that you have the function before, and you just give the function here, and input the value of parameter of pythonpart will be changed or controlled easily. Yeah, and I will show you in the sample after. The next is we will demo a sample of pythonpart placement, and we can understand more clearly. Okay. Now, before we will make practice in pythonpart placement, we should explore some new pythonpart in Allplan, and that we should take advantage on use, and then we will write a bridge project and some setting to place correctly. Okay. In Allplan 2021.1, we have many available pythonpart that's automated design for component, include model, rebar, reinforcement, or even section of view. It helps us can design our project easily and more productivity. We can instead of repeat have a repeat step in our work. Change the model. After that, we will change the rebar after, and after that change some display in drawing, and it will take a lot of time to the user to give the final result in a project. So with pythonpart, we only need enter some value in input of pythonpart, and we will get a result immediately. Yeah. So in we can see in Allplan Bridge Allplan 2021, my current version is 2021.1.2.3. You can download and update in the Allplan website. So in for pythonpart, I would like to show you the library default pythonpart, and we have a lot of pythonpart we can use. For example, you can see in engineer we have a column here. We can give attribute and enter the value of the dimension of column. Okay, and the parameter of reinforcement. Yes, here you can see we can input the general value like steel rate, concrete rate, bending beam, here parameter of stirrup here, concrete cover, stirrup. Stirrup area 3 is mean the stirrup will be separate, will be different distributed in the heat and foot region compared to the middle region of column. We already know that. So you can see here is stirrup. If you want to change the basin here, the longitudinal is the main rebar. The main rebar, we also have the two rebar in the side, corner rebar. We can have the overlap, means the starter bar, just like this. Concrete cover here. Yes, like this, and close to confirm and we will get the result like this. So we can get the column with reinforcement and associated with the bending schedule. It's very convenient here. And after that, we can double click and change some value for. I will change the dimension, look like this, and the column and rebar is updated. Yes, that's the first assemble. The second assemble is about some. Let me see. Column can go through here and explore many useful Python part here. Here, bury, manhole, view, resection. Look like this. Yes, many tool on pythonpart, and you can see we can here palette to more simple. We can use a sample of pythonpart here, and we create a small box. Look with length, the width, and the height. Like this. Okay. And when we want to modify, we double it here and this. Order is I see a lot of pythonpart here, and we can use it to test and enjoy the pythonpart placement. So we will create a new project about pythonpart placement in Allplan Bridge. Now I will create a new project. Okay. In Allplan, we can do that easily, right? Okay, we have a new project, and we will click here, go to the bridge construction, yes, and create new project in Allplan Bridge. Okay. Create a new bridge project from Allplan Bridge. All right. Okay. This is the new bridge project with the same location in Allplan. You can see, and here we can create the project again. Import available bridge we have. Now I will use available bridge I had. You will choose the here. TCL file. Here, and now we have a new bridge project in the same folder with Python with Allplan. So focus about this. This is important. The second is go to the here, and we will place the pythonpart placement. We will create here, for example. Yes. Choose edit to choose the pythonpart. Now we don't have any info about pythonpart because in new project we don't have and I will open the bridge project and we will see. Go to here. Now the new project out here, and we don't have any folder about pythonpart. And to do easier, you can take advantage from pythonpart in etc folder. It means here we can etc and we have library and a lot of it is the folder pythonpart, and let me copy column and pass in our project here. We will library folder. And pass here. So in Allplan, we will import data from the project and just choose user-defined workspace. Okay. And now we are importing the project from Allplan Bridge. Okay, here. And now we will go to project folder. Is the name of our project, test project PYB. And now we intermediately have pythonpart name column 0 that we already copy. Just copy. We have just copy from etc folder. And if you want to copy other, we can use let me see some picture. Copy to test project PYB library as here, and pythonpart in project will appear here. Yes, double it here and place the pythonpart you want. Okay, double click and redefine. Yeah, it's very convenient to use, right? Okay, get here. So come back to Allplan Bridge. Go to rod section, and this is the pythonpart you displace here. Okay, I use place the pythonpart placement here, but now I will choose the name of pythonpart, Allplan pythonpart. Choose for example column picture. Some pythonpart is cannot show the parameter here, but we will talk after. Now we will use this pythonpart, and we now have the value of parameter here. If you click here and change some and leave the value first, we'll save it. The second thing, we will define where we will put. We will play the Allplan object, and now I will use the variable col, and it's the yes no variables. You can create easily by create and new variable and just rename for it. It's very easy. Then when you move to variation, we will see the column called col, and this where we give number 1. The pythonpart will place it like this. Now I will run. Okay, you can see it's a 4-1. If I delete and give here, it's in the station format, and the first and the last. Okay, and in the model, 3D model, we have three locations to place. Yes. Okay. Now, in Allplan, I will update Allplan Bridge data by clicking this icon. Okay, I see. We can redo. We choose. We have two kind of pythonpart placement: 2 bond, horizon bond, and direction bond, or just horizon bond is enough. Okay, here choose the name of pythonpart. Maybe give some constant value. Choose the application for placement. Run. Here, 2 location. In Allplan, we will update. Okay, simple. Yes, there's one question. Is 2D or 3D frame interact? Yeah, it's the anyone 2D or 3D is in your pythonpart, in your 2D or 3D is no problem. You can interact easily. And usually we use we use 3D a lot for especially the complex shape. Okay, now I will read again about this. Move pythonpart library. Okay, I will copy smart placement to our project. Okay. Let me see. I think this might be some we come back to the project. Here, in this with this way, with the way I show you before, in project folder we will copy and paste the pythonpart you want, and in the Allplan Bridge, you will choose here the bridge folder. Yeah. Here I name the picture. Here picture 2. Okay. In Allplan, yes, this very we can place the pythonpart in the location you want. Right. Here. And now I will change something in I will change the value of a bit. For example, I use the variable name for the height, the width and the length. I will change the value. Save it. Okay. Run again. Okay. And in Allplan, I will update the data. So the value of data is changed. Look like this. And it belong the way you set up the value of variable. Now I get the function of this variable with the complex curve. Look like this. This depends on you. You can copy and paste from Excel to define the function here easily. So in Allplan Bridge here, you will drag and drop the value here to the variable name to define. This is the change of the value, and we can apply it for the variable name here. You can understand, right? Okay. Now I want to change some thing about orientation. I will give about default. Now we have rotate the Z and OZ and OX axis. So it's different compare the local axis and global axis. Now in the in here I will change to default and make the local axis and global system and local system is the same. We will the same. Oh. Here you can see. And if your value is different between length and width, look like this, and here's the just 0.2 constant value. We will easily see the difference about the orientation. Here's the orientation. Yes, this is different. And if I give the ZZ and check again, the location is rotated and the orientation vector rotated, and we will see the result. Yeah, you can see. So in Allplan, there are lots of Python parts in the default folder. You can use in this way and copy into the project that I show you. you can use this pythonpart placement to apply for your project. Yes, this the sample. Okay, we compare to our presentation. So this is other sample about pier rectangular column foundation with the reinforcement and section. It depends on your available Python part. And you already know how to create a Python part placement bond in the cross section and get the Python part name from Allplan using it, and set the value and set up the value, give the setting of value about parameter length, width, height by constant value, or even the variable name. Yes. Okay. So for the third part, I will show you some projects. Real project we could apply the Python parts placement for the design, automated design. After we can apply it in our workflow. So I will share you about the project. Okay, with the same with this way, we can apply it into the project more complex project. Okay, if you know how to use Allplan Bridge, you can use import and export easily. Now this is the sample. I will import desktop project. Open. Yeah, you can see this is my sample project, and you can use Python part placement to place in here. Yeah, to play the peering support. This way. Okay. Let me see. I read a lot of cross section, and this placement is in here. Let's draw this section. Yes. So I will place the use Python part placement. Support A and support B. Okay. Use the Python part like for example, grid BA. because I have in this project we have BA pythonpart. Using it, it's just the symbol shape with the extrude with variable shape cross section, bottom profile and top profile. With this, and we will easily tracking. Okay. Now in Allplan Bridge here. We can use these. You can apply use the value. Can modify value directly here and give the constant value. Okay. But first, I think I will update the Allplan Bridge data first. Okay. This is the way to use pythonpart placement. Now, wait a second. Okay. Any question about this topic while I running? Yeah, we have a bridge project first. And you can in Allplan Bridge, I will see. Zero point 5. Okay. And this with this I will input the value. Okay. Yes, it's really easy to use. Okay. Choose yes. Support. And this is the function to play placement. And we will see the pythonpart placement is appear. Yes. Okay. Support I forget. Okay. Compared to Allplan. And update the data value. Okay. Some question about this topic, pythonpart placement. Are you interested about this? You can see it can apply in the bridge design. In this part, I just focus about the principle and some small sample about pythonpart placement and how it works. If you are interested and want to see more complex project, we will have other webinar in the future and discuss more. Let's see. Okay, any question? This project is bigger. Okay. And this is the name of tenant hit. I ignored it. I just focus on the here. You can see the pythonpart. In the beginning, we have the wrong dimension, but with pythonpart we can change the value. Look like this. Okay, how to change pythonpart. But in the real project, we have many placement and the complex location coordinate to put correctly. Now with pythonpart, we do two tasks. The first is control the input value, and the second task is place the right coordinate with orientation and with coordinate along the station of bridge or along the station of component. You can see in Allplan Bridge the location of pythonpart placement was and is one. This one and this one here, and in Allplan we have here and here. With absolutely correct value, and it end up bridge we have yes this. Okay, this we don't have to worry about how we put where we place the complex complex icon. Yeah. Okay. So this is the webinar for today. You can apply other pythonpart with reinforcement, with section, with other shape, and apply it into your bridge case easily with this way I showed today. So This is I think this is on for today, because now we have more for 1 hour. Okay. Conclusion in for pythonpart placement, we can apply it from many cases with a straight line, with a variable height, peering support, or cap, or in a complicated bridge, auto reinforcement and place in the right in for component, or rebar, update rebar, and even steel structure. In other next webinar about pythonpart placement, I will show this topic, and we will discuss more.